Alright, I know it's been a while since my last video, so this video is gonna catch everybody up with what I was talking about in my last video. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I wanted to make some sort of political party or club to help people. I really want to make it into a business too, whether that's a charity or something else, just because I think that sort of practical sort of not necessarily revenue, but just uh, practical result is something that is really important to me, and I think a lot of other people. Either way, I came up with a name. That's about it, really. I've thought about a few other things, but I'm still kind of workshopping them. But I'll probably share them too. But the name is going to be Ark Resurrection Party. And Ark is just my initials, Antonio Ray Quiles. And then Resurrection Party, it's a political party. And the resurrection part is about, I guess for me, personally, I feel like that there is a lot of lack of passion and almost humanity in today's world, in our waking world and in our walking world. Not necessarily overall, there is passion, but I'm saying just in the day-to-day, there seems to be a lot of just really passionlessness and sort of just drudgery and sort of very empty sort of existences that people are kind of encouraged to live. So the political party is supposed to essentially help fight certain things like that, like the lack of passion in people's hearts and minds and all that stuff. It's supposed to kind of revamp them, motivate them, get them on the right track for things. So that's the kind of idealistic and ideological sort of pathway, one part of it that is that pathway. And there's also the pragmatic and again the financial side of it that is also is also supposed to add to people's and enrich people's lives, basically not just from a mental perspective, but also stuff money in their wallets or a house or whatever. Obviously those are pretty big goals, but anything I can do to get the ball rolling that I think is within this sort of vision that I have, then I'm trying to be open to it, which is kind of hard for me. I can be very inflexible because I feel personally life will throw you curveballs left and right, so why add more to it? But sometimes you just have to. At least that's what I've learned. Sometimes you do have to be willing to roll the punches and even throw your own crazy punches, or you're not going to get ahead. That is one thing that I can say, that if I hadn't learned that before, then nothing that I'm doing would be possible, and it actually making a difference wouldn't be possible because in the past I was not able to work with people or be flexible. Those are things that I'm working on a lot, honestly, and I'm really happy about that. Also, I shaved my head. I have to. I'm losing all my hair. It's terrible, but I don't know. Maybe it'll look good on me. I'll just be like a beacon of hope, just bouncing off of my head. Anyway, so yeah, those are two things. One thing is about reigniting passion. Another thing is about the practical results that I want to give to my community, my friends, my family. And I'm trying to think of the last thing. Okay, the last thing is actually kind of related to the first one. It's actually about entertainment and fun and shit like that, and that's another side that I want to have. That might not be the last thing. I guess entertainment is one other side that I want to have of this business, of this political party. And then another side that I also want to have is security, so that basically the ethical sort of and fair vision that I have of my community and of the world that I live in can be protected and help made more possible. Now there's a lot of kind of uncertainty with the police and just different government bodies or even corporate bodies, and how they may or may not, but most likely do not care about our well-being and things that we need as just lay people to be happy and to be fulfilled. The things we need for that, they don't really care about that, and I want to make ways so that we're protected, whether it's more privacy or literal physical protection or whatever. I want to find ways that the legacy that I want to create is protected, not just instilled like in the minds, but also the people themselves are protected. Not really quite sure how to do that personally, but I know it definitely starts with not accepting when people are giving you shit, whether that's a big corporation or a big, or a person in the government or the government itself. That doesn't mean you have to like do something stupid or try to be a hero. I'm not trying to say that, but what I am saying is that at certain points you have to stand up, or you're not going to get what you deserve and what you need, and it's not okay. At least not to me. It's not okay to me. But anyway, I've been kind of rambling. So that's the main gist of it. I know it kind of sounds crazy. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know immediately how it could make money or how it would even necessarily work, but I know that's always what I've been passionate about, and I can figure it out. But I have to learn how to listen to my friends and my family and the people around me, and also learn to have confidence in my ideas and my own vision and everything like that, opposed to kind of backpedaling, which I've done a lot. So, yeah, that's basically it. This video is kind of longer than I wanted it to be, so that's not good. Also, next time I do a video, I think I'll try to be a little more presentable, but sometimes I think this is a good part of it too, just my life, and just for people watching who are maybe not always in the best spot or trying to get better. Yeah, you're not always gonna like look good, and you're not always gonna be ready, and you're not always going to essentially have anything ready. So if someone's showing you that it's always like that, they can make it look like that for the camera, but that's not the truth, which I think a lot of people know, but it's nice to be reaffirmed in that. So hopefully when people watch this, or when they're looking back, they can see that, I was fucked up. I did not have my shit together, and I still don't completely, but the point is that if we take those chances and we try to improve ourselves, then I think we'll all get to where we're trying to go, wherever that is. 'Cause I think people do have different visions or whatever. I like to think everybody's visions can kind of align, but that's not how it always is. But either way, whether you kind of agree with what I'm saying and the stuff that I'm thinking and want to ride that sort of same wavelength to the end, or whether it's really just the opposite of what you would want to do or something like that, I still hope that you can get some sort of like pointers and shit like that, of like, even if I don't have all my shit together, I can try, and I'll get a lot further than if I didn't. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just got to start making those steps, and if you keep improving, it'll get more closer to what you want it to be, whether that is considered perfect or not. Anyway, that's it.